Okay, I'm going to give this one last try. My name's Maddie Matthews, and here is my final project on Betty Shamieh. In a society that favors patriarchal traditions and expects females to understand that they are inferior to men, Betty Shamieh takes a strong feminist stance against some of Palestine's most outdated customs. Betty Shamieh works to make the Arab American female voice more visible through the ability of women to articulate their stories and other social issues. Although Betty Shamieh was not born in Palestine, her parents made it their duty to have their daughter fully understand where she came from, customs, and everything that goes along with that, which is all deeply reflected in her work. From an early age, Betty noticed the lack of Palestinian people on television, in newspapers, and in film. And as an Arab American playwright and woman, she recognized a need and a responsibility to adequately represent her own as well as many other stories and histories through performance. Despite the hateful words Betty heard most of her life by Palestinians and non Palestinians alike, that she would never make it in American theater if she ever talked about Palestine, and that it would be impossible for her to have any impact or a voice, Betty persisted. With incredible works like Roar and The Black Eyed Betty's voice has been cherished by Arab Americans and has opened up so many American minds to this culture and these customs. And just educated them more, honestly. That's what it comes down to. Judgment and hatred from the United States was very strong after the tragic events of 9/11. This was a devastating time for Arab Americans, and many not only feared for their safety from these terrorist attacks, but from any hate crimes towards Arab American people. Like, for example, Betty Shamieh is a practicing Christian, not a Muslim. However, that didn't seem to matter to many Americans who assumed anyone from the Middle East or appearing to be from the Middle East may be affiliated with these terrorist attacks. But despite the unpredictable climate and the questionable future of these Middle Easterners, Betty Shamieh bravely took action and wrote a play that addressed all of these fears and misconceptions that were being faced by Middle Eastern Americans. This play was titled The Black Eyed and it consisted of 4 Palestinian women from different time periods waiting in what is assumed to be purgatory or some sort of afterlife. These 4 women share their lives with one another, addressing a slew of political themes while allowing these females to explore their identities and pose questions. These are characters full of depth. Yeah. What drew people to this play was the unique structure of these characters, essentially reciting monologues followed by a chorus section and these poetic readings that really encompassed everything Betty Shamieh was hoping to put forward. Another work of Shamieh's was Roar, as I mentioned earlier. This show confronts issues of assimilation head on and was the first actual theatrical work by a Palestinian American playwright to premiere off Broadway. Congrats, Betty. This play dives headfirst into the changes a minority family would face trying to assimilate to American culture. This play allows Americans to see through the perspective of a Palestinian family's experiences, which fundamentally reflects the American dream using strong female characters as well as many male characters as well. Most all of Betty's works include incredibly well-developed female characters, which drew me to Betty Shamieh. And although she is Arab American and not from Palestine originally, I find her and her work so riveting and worth discussing, and that's why I chose to do my project on her. This term has really opened my eyes to the conflict in the Middle East, and I am sad to say that I was not very educated on it, but after taking this class, I just have a far better grasp, and I feel like I was really challenged by the material, all of the plays we read, as well as just the in-class discussion. I am generally a person who contributes a lot in class, and I felt myself just really sitting back and taking it all in, which was really a different experience for me, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And I think reaching hopefully the end of my college career, I will really be so grateful for this class and for you, Michael, because you made it so enjoyable and you are so passionate about this topic. And I hope you have the opportunity to teach it again, because I benefited quite a bit from it. And I think that a lot of others will too. All right. Thank you.